Hey, how's it going? It's Kane here. I build automations for my own businesses and my own clients. And today what we're going to be building is a RAG agent for an online coaches mastermind. So pretty much with this RAG agent, the students in the mastermind will be able to access the coach's knowledge 24/7 because the coach isn't always available 24/7. And sometimes what happens in these groups is that if they don't get an answer right away, then the coach is just going to get moaned at. So what this problem solves is being able to put that knowledge into one place. The students can ask the RAG database, which we'll be explaining to you very soon, and get that knowledge. So pretty much the agent is a clone of the knowledge. How awesome is that? So without further ado, let's jump straight in. So currently, to give you a bit of explanation of how RAG works, is that what people are currently doing, they won't be very specific with the questions that they actually ask the AI. So then what happens is that because it's quite a broad question, it will go into the large language model like ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you use, and then it will kind of try and guess answers. However, when we're more specific with the questions that we ask the AI model, we actually get back the answer that we want. So by creating a RAG database, what we're basically doing is that we're creating a new base of knowledge that when we ask the AI agent a question, it will go to that specific source of knowledge so it can retain that specific context. So therefore with RAG, we'll be able to train this AI on all your company documents, all your knowledge. Some really good use cases of this is that legal teams will use it for retrieval of their legal documents and they have citations, and as well as customer service agents. So them agents need to be trained off previous specific data, what are the guidelines, what are the guardrails, all that good stuff. Now let's move over down to here and let's answer this question. So what is RAG? So RAG stands for Retrieve Augmented Generation. So what the RAG does is that it retrieves the data. We've got this lovely dog here that's retrieving a treat. Then it augments it. So the word augment actually means to add. And then we generate. So we generate the reply. So we retrieve the data, we add that context to the AI, and then the AI generates the reply. So that is what RAG means. So instead of using the internet and the broad amount of information that the internet actually has, we're now creating a specific database which the AI agent can use RAG to retrieve that context, add it to the AI, and give it a much more clear, specific answer for what we need. And by doing this, we can actually start training AI models, which are gonna get you answers to your questions 10 times faster, and you'll be able to automate that boring, repetitive stuff that you don't need. And the way that this technology is going, like, who knows? So to be able to get your information into one place is gonna be an absolute asset to your business. So how do we actually create a RAG database? Before we go into N8N, what we need to do is we need to build a vector store. When we build a vector store, what we do is use this process called vectorization. So I'm going to explain this simply here, and then we're going to move over to N8N and I'm going to show you the vector store, and then we're going to create an AI agent with that. So what is vectorization? Imagine that we have a book. What we do is we take that book and we split it into loads of different chunks. And then we move on to step 2. So that's the embedding process. So we've got all these little bits of information in the book, which are lots of different bits of chunks. We then embed them. So the embedding model will give all these separate bits of chunks a long list of numbers. And what it does is it gives these numbers a meaning to the phrases. And then we move on to step 3, which is vectorization. So all these list of numbers are then categorized in the data store by their meaning, and this is called a semantic search. So what do I mean by a semantic search? A bit of history here, that going back to how we normally search on Google every day, it's mainly with a keyword search. For example, if I type in the word mouse, Google will then bring back all the blogs, all the articles, all the information that has the keyword mouse in it. But with semantic search, it will do it by the meaning. An example here is that I have a camel. Okay, if I type in camel, the semantic search will then go and look for lots of meanings that are the same. Here, I've got 2 humps, so the search will just go, right, that's 2 humps, that's a camel, them things mean the same, so I'm going to put them together. And that's how it does it. And the power in this is that we can get a lot more information or high quality results from this. So now what I'm going to do is move over to N8N. We're going to upload a document to the vector store, and then we're going to create an AI agent. Okay, so we're in N8N here. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to upload a document from the Google Drive into the vector store. So once the document's uploaded to Google Drive, it's going to trigger. It's then going to download the file, and that's going to go into the vector store. The embeddings model is then going to give it that long list of numbers, and it's going to be split into chunks, and the vector store is just going to do its thing. So if I execute this workflow here, you see here it's downloading it, it's going into N8N, it's splitting it into chunks. Now the embedding model is giving all the information, its numbers, and it's going into the vector store. Awesome. We can see here that it's outputted 24 items. Let's look at the table. Yep. There's all that information there that's gone into the vector store. Lovely stuff. So now what we're going to do is build an AI agent. So I'm going to build the agent here. Where's my AI agent? I don't want him there. I'm going to build him here separately. We're going to give a chat model. For this one, I'm going to use OpenAI. Going to give it a memory, because if we don't give it a memory, it's not going to be remembering what we say. And the tool for this is I'm going to give it the Pinecone vector store. In the Pinecone vector store, I'm going to call this Pinecone. Pinecone, and then it just needs an embeddings model. I'm going to use Hugging Face again. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it. Lovely. And I'm going to paste it here. Awesome. So picture it like this. This would be quite a good analogy, is that without this separate knowledge base, if we was going to ask this AI agent a question, it would just ask the OpenAI chat model. It would just ask the large language model and get an output. But with the RAG database, we're actually giving it a separate database of our own knowledge, which we can get the AI agent to retrieve that context for us. So now we're adding this tool, and we've plugged in all our knowledge. How awesome is that? So what I'm going to do now is give it a chat trigger. And I'm going to give it a basic prompt now. Connects chat trigger node. So it's just a message. So you are a assistant for a coaching program. Your task is to retrieve knowledge from the Pinecone database and answer any questions the student has about our course. Give it an output, clear step by step, set answers and citations of where they can retrieve the information. Right, there we go. Really, really basic prompt there. Normally, if I prompt something, it will be some long one with a lot of context. However, for the sake of this video, we're just going to keep it really simple. I'm on the wrong account here. Going to select it. Sweet. So now here, if I move my head out of the way, what we can do is I'm going to ask it a question. So, hey, I'm struggling with my selling. Where is the best place I can get the information from? There we go. So it's looking to OpenAI. It's actually retrieving the information from the Pinecone vector store, which is awesome. And sweet, it's come out with an answer. So the best place to get information about selling your course is from module 5, soft selling. This module talks about selling without feeling pushy or fake using a soft selling technique. Key points include blah, 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 blah. And that is literally all because we've put that context inside the vector store. I've asked it a question and it's retrieved it. Like, how awesome is that? So that is the real power of having a vector store. And that is pretty much a basic overview of how you create a RAG database in n8n. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. If you like this channel, you're liking the overviews, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will continue to keep creating more videos like this for you guys. Apart from that, just have a great day.